once again, everyone. Owen Fritzen here. Give it just a moment here for everybody to get joined up. It's a Friday afternoon, about 2:37, coming live here because we're looking at some of these storms that continue to fire up across Ohio. And so if you're just joining us, we had a tornado warning before, but we don't have any tornado warning now. We do have some severe things, and we're watching some of these cells very, very closely. So we're going to continue to monitor these storms. I want to come back live because in particular we're monitoring this cell down near Mount Vernon for Knox County and then portions of Richland County. We're watching very closely a storm cell down in that area because I know we got a lot of people in Mansfield, but Knox and Richland County, that was the storm that was and did have a tornado warning before. So we are watching this storm cell very closely here for you as well. So we're going to go ahead and zoom in. As you can see there, we have a severe thunderstorm warning that keeps popping up there for you for Ashtabula, Cuyahoga, Geauga, Lake, Portage, Trumbull until 3:15. That was one that was just issued here just a moment ago. So we'll kind of zoom in here to the one that we're majorly concerned with. I continue to watch this storm here just outside of Knox County and portions of Richland County and
Alert.
Approaching Ashland County.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Ashtabula, Cuyahoga, Geauga, Lake, Portage, and Trumbull counties in Ohio until 3:15 p.m.
Thank you to my automated assistant. I appreciate that. But we are watching the storm cell here, that same exact cell that had produced a tornado warning earlier. We're continuing to watch that right now. So we're going to zoom into this cell. We do have a 1-inch hail marker on that. So if you're just joining us here, I am in Knox County, just to the north of Knox County and Richland County. I'm in particular watching this storm cell right now. This does have a tornado possible tag on it as a severe thunderstorm warning. So we do have, again, this severe thunderstorm warning that remains in effect until 3 o'clock for southeastern Richland counties and northeastern Knox counties. So again, 60-mile-an-hour wind gust, quarter-size hail, and they did tag this one tornado possible. I'm continuing to look at this because this kind of has some signs of rotation. You're starting to see some of this classic rotation and hooking going on from the backside and even here from the front side now. And if we flip over to our base velocity view, you're seeing some embedded rotation. And if this gets a little bit stronger, you potentially could have another tornado warning. So we're watching this one very, very, very closely here for portions of Knox County and then in Richland County. So heads up to you folks there. So if you're in that area, be prepared to take action if they issue a tornado warning. But right now, that's a severe thunderstorm warning, tag tornado possible. Looking across the state here, let's go ahead and flip back out, and we'll look at some of these other storms that are across the state. We'll zoom in up here towards Cleveland. So for our friends up here in Cleveland, we'll kind of zoom in here for you. Kind of some pretty good thunder bumpers coming in for you in Cleveland right now. This nice Boeing-type structure is very indicative of some very strong winds and some large hail with this. So we have a couple severe thunderstorm warnings. This first one in this left box, it goes until 3 o'clock. Again, quarter-size hail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. And then they went ahead and issued that one that just read to you automatically a few moments ago for the portions here. Excuse me, I'll catch my thing there. For portions of Geauga County and Lake County, Ashtabula County, and Cuyahoga County. This one was for a lot of counties here. Northeastern Trumbull, northeastern Portage, Geauga, east central Cuyahoga, central Lake, and southwestern Ashtabula County until 3:15. And this one is 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. This one has some pretty decent hail with it, and that's why I wanted to call your attention to this one. So coming up here into Cleveland and just outside of the Cleveland area, this is some deep purple and dark black. This is very indicative. This is about maxed out on radar. So we're seeing some very strong returns of hail possibility here. Right now, you can see on your screen the radar's picking it up at 1 3/4 inch hail, which is possible with this particular storm cell. So we're keeping a very close eye on that one. I don't know if that's coming to fruition as far as that big a hail, but I do know that we have had confirmed reports of hail over 1 inch or greater there in the Cleveland area. So we got to keep a very close eye onto that because 1.75 inches of hail or 1 3/4 inch is pretty large hail with that. And kind of give you a reference, we're up to golf ball size hail at that point. So 1 3/4 inches golf ball size hail, 1.5 is ping pong ball size hail. So we're keeping a close eye on that one as well for you with the severe thunderstorm warning. Now, the nice thing is kind of your general garden variety type thunderstorms today. So we're keeping an eye on that. But again, some of these are being a little bit cranky with some strong wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour and some hail. All right, now let's go ahead and continue to move around the state here, kind of show you some of these other warnings. I did want to kind of call out that attention up there towards Geauga County. We're looking at some minor rotation with that one as well. But as far as rotation goes, I still continue to watch that one there for Knox and Richland. Right on the border that you can see in there, that northernmost storm on your screen. Kind of looking down here, let's go ahead and look in Coshocton County. You folks in Coshocton County are getting some pretty strong hail as well. So let's go ahead and zoom in here for Coshocton County. You're starting to ping out the radar as well. They're saying 1.5 inch hail possible, which is ping pong ball size hail. So make sure that you're seeking that advice and that severe thunderstorm warning and getting indoors and staying away from windows. So this severe thunderstorm warning expires at 3:15. Go ahead and zoom back out here a little bit. We got some other severe storms here just to the south and portions of Mount Vernon and Knox County. This one is weakened up over the last couple of scans, but still some pretty decent strong wind gusts with this particular cell that we're continuing to watch. But I do have my eye 100% on this storm. I'm looking at this off screen, and I continue to monitor this storm off screen because it has some of the tendencies of wanting to rotate and then die back down. But I am keeping a very close eye on this one as this inflow notch continues to get a little bit bigger and bigger. So, again, if you're in that area, Knox County, portions of Richland County, it will be impacting Ashland County as it moves off here to the northeast. That is the one that I continue to watch, and this is the one that has had tornado warnings. A tornado warning before. The latest scan just came in, as you've seen on your screen, so let's go ahead and take a look at that once again. I can tell you that, this is starting to tighten up just a little bit further. Let's go ahead and flip over to our velocity, look at our winds. Give it a second here just to load up, hopefully. Maybe I broke it. There's our wind gust. So there's some rotation there. You can kind of see that. Now, it's not very, very strong according to this at the moment, but again, we're going to keep an eye on that. I'm going to turn it over to storm relative velocity and let that sweep load in here right now. So let me load that sweep. There we go. So some embedded rotation there, and then we're taking out the motion of the storm with this, and we're seeing some pretty decent embedded rotation. So heads up to you folks in Knox County and riding along that line here in Richland County and getting ready to cross into portions of Ashland County. And so keep your eye out on that if you're in those areas. And so just heads up to you, and even portions, this is Holmes County right here, over here by Nashville to the right. This is Holmes County. So want to keep our eye on this storm as that kind of moves to the northeast. Now, let's go ahead and put a track on this for you. I know some people were asking for that. So let's go ahead and put a track on this one. This is moving, and I'll kind of put it in motion here, kind of see it kind of going towards the north just a little bit. So we're kind of watching that, moving at about 90 degrees, and it's kind of slow moving. It says at 32. But let's go ahead and track this here. Let's go ahead and get the reflectivity back up here so you can kind of see what we're dealing with. And let's see if we can put a track on that here. Of course, when I want the track to work, it never works, which I never understand. It worked fine just a few minutes ago. I'll never understand that in my life. Let me see if this will work here. I won't get that. I just will never understand that. It was working just fine a few minutes ago. Now it's not working again. That blows my mind. So I apologize. There's a new severe thunderstorm warning you can see they just issued for Ashland, Holmes, Knox, and Richland and Wayne County. So there's that new severe thunderstorm warning for you folks over there as well. Let me see if I can get it to work over here. It's like a fluke with this system. Man, I don't get it. I'll never understand that. Sorry about that. Can't really track it. I wish I could. I really do, and I apologize yet again. I thought we had that fixed off screen. But we do have this new severe thunderstorm warning here for you for Knox County in portions of Coshocton County. I got a lot of severe thunderstorms warnings up. You can see them on the side of your screen there. Let me see something here. Just kind of looking here on the board. We've got a lot going on here on the board, as you can see off to the left-hand side of your screen. We have Coshocton County, we have Ashland, Holmes, Knox, Richland, and Wayne counties. We have Cuyahoga, Geauga, Lake, Portage, and Summit counties. Ashtabula, Cuyahoga, Geauga, Lake, Portage, and Trumbull, Knox, Richland, Licking, and Knox County again. Some of those are starting to fall off the board. But we have a kind of a lot going on here, and we're continuing to watch that one right along that border. Boy, we just continue to watch that one as it kind of moves off here towards the east. So give me 1 second. I will never understand why that doesn't work. That bothers me to no end because it literally was just working. And then all of a sudden, no, it doesn't work. Blows my mind. So again, I apologize, but we're continuing to watch that that storm. So give me 1 second. I'm chatting with the team behind the scenes here. They're watching some of that storm there at portions of Knox, Richland, and now Ashland County. So give me 1 quick second as I chat with them. We do have a hail reported there in Cuyahoga County and even Coshocton County. You can see that just popped up on your screen. So we have hail from 1 mile south of Woodmere in Cuyahoga County, 1 inch hail. And we also have there in Coshocton County, 1 inch hail as well. All right. So again, if you're just joining us here, I'll kind of zoom out, kind of show you what we got going on here. Let me go back out here to the wide view. And I also want to put on the Storm Prediction Center outlook for today, the latest one that just came in not too long ago. So here you can kind of see the slight risk category. So once this line gets past you, you're pretty much done for today. You might have an isolated shower, maybe a thunder shower as well. But pretty much here's that category outlook. So if you're in that yellow area, that slight risk area, that means you're under, obviously, a slight risk of severe weather and storms because of this line. And then this green area, which is a marginal risk. But once this line moves past you, you're pretty much good to go here. I'll try to draw that line here. Once this line, I just drew this yellow line, once it gets past you, your severe weather threat is going to end and diminish very, very quickly for you. So you don't have much to worry about in terms of severe weather once this line gets past you for tonight. All right, so, and let's go ahead and continue to monitor. We're continuing to monitor these storms. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 severe thunderstorm warnings out there right now. 6 because they dropped the 1. But man, we just have a ton of severe thunderstorm warnings right now because of the main threat being the severe wind and then some large hail. A lot of these in this area down here are producing some pretty decent sized hail for us throughout the state and then also up here by the lake. So we're continuing to monitor this, and I'm continuing to, again, I come back down here riding on that line around Richland. And let me just go ahead and block whoever decided to tell me their life story that makes no sense in life. Sorry about that person. They just got blocked. A lot of spam bots here on Facebook. So we're continuing to watch this storm here, and again, I continue to see signs of rotation here with this storm riding right along this line. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Go ahead and flip over to base velocity, a little bit of embedded rotation right here. We continue to watch that one right there. All right. So kind of zooming back out here, kind of show you what we got going on. Hey, the tracking's now working, so let's go ahead and it has a mind of its own. Let me go ahead and clear that quick. I just tried that. I'm very impressed. Now watch, I flip over to reflectivity, it won't work. Hopefully it does. But kind of this storm motion right here, we'll go ahead and see if we can do our general track on it. I think we can. Oh, yay, look at that. See? Oh, my goodness, it works. So we'll go ahead and put a general track on this one. It's moving about 33 miles an hour. Yeah, they got the motion at 90. They're dead wrong on that. So we're going to put it based on what I'm seeing here on the other side. Let's go ahead and put it here. So not a ton to track on this, but Nashville, Holmesville, 314, 333, and 340. If this holds together on this particular line, I can general track it here, hopefully. I'm not going to promise anything, but kind of put a general track along this line here. And yeah, again, this partially working. I can general track it here coming out of Loudonville. So no storm times populated, but I apologize for that. Tracking is just not working right now. It's just crazy that it's not. But up here in Cleveland, in that area, so if you're up in Cuyahoga County, heads up to you, you're having some strong wind gusts. Looks like the hail's starting to calm back down a little bit, which is a good sign for us. But again, I'm looking at something again off screen, and once again, I'm going to come back down here and show you this scan, having this classic hook here in the patient of northeastern Knox County. Go ahead and click on storm relative velocity. And that's definitely not loaded up correctly. Must have a bad scan that came through. I'm going to turn that on. Let's see if we can reload that. Yeah, it's kind of a very bad scan. Apologies for that. Yeah, we are just not doing well today. I apologize. It's just having a big mind of its own. Well, Mary, why can't we enlarge? I don't really know, Mary. I'm driving the show. Sorry. So we do have a new report coming in there, as you can see on your screen, 3/4 inch hail for Morristown in Highland County. So 3/4 inch hail right now, which is not severe hail, but it's getting close. So we're continuing to monitor these storms throughout the area. Not going to keep it live here too much, but just wanted to come live again because I'm still watching that one in northeastern Knox County. So anywhere you're seeing these orange lines, obviously that's a severe thunderstorm warning. Those are listed there off to the left side of your screen. Once this line gets past you, though, pretty much the atmosphere has been worked over so much that you're not going to see much more in the terms of severe weather here for today. So with that being said, we're going to wrap up this coverage. Again, we'll continue to come live as we need to. We're watching this storm cell again in Knox County.